Test. All right, let's fucking do this. Hell yeah, dude.
Put my podcasting glasses on.
All right, so Tanvir,
Yeah.
what's the deal with Indian people?
Regarding what?
I don't.
where are we
Before
going with this?
last time you were here, you had some pretty strong thoughts on them.
Oh God.
Before we were recording.
Yeah. They're amazing people. I think more of them should come into this lovely country of ours.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you gotta direct me. This is so scary. You were so nice before we started, and then you're like, so these fucking shit skins,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You said that last time.
Sorry, I'm projecting.
You said there's too many, and they all gotta leave.
I just want to say, before we indulge in this topic,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched naughty videos in a while. I'm retaining my semen.
Okay.
And so if you bring up a topic and I sort of lash out,
Yeah.
I'm not being racist or anything. It's built up.
You're semen retaining.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
I started, I believe, October 30th.
October 30th.
Yeah, I didn't want to I wanted to start before No Nut November.
Yeah, and it's the 16th.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're telling me, dude.
Oh, just try not to move your hand on the mic too much. They pick up way too much rubbing sound.
I apologize. It's just like a.
That's pretty crazy. I think that's definitely the longer than I've ever gone. I think the longest I've ever made it is like a week.
Dude, it's like people always talk about like, oh, if you were, sent to death row, what would your last meal be?
Yeah.
For me, it was like, all right, I'm going to get my last nut before midnight. And then I'm not going to nut.
Can you do that on death row? Can you be like, for my last meal, I want a fucking super hot Asian chick.
I want Chinese.
I want to eat pussy for my last meal.
No, but like in that sense, like if I'm like, all right, Levi, no porn for a month. All right. And you, what would your last video be in this sense? Your last meal?
Is it one that I've already seen before, or like
it's
it's
totally up to you. You can go for something new.
How good has AI got? Actually, no. I would definitely watch real porn.
Yeah, I was like, you'd go AI for your last.
Yeah. AI porn freaks me out. I don't like it.
What is How can you even tell if it's AI?
Oh, you can tell. When you haven't been on porn sites that long, and you don't see the ads every fifth video for AI porn.
No, so AI? I see the ads, but I've never been watching. Like, I'm not watching a video and I'm like, oh my God, this might be. I've had that where I'm like, yo, that girl is a guy. I've had that, and I've had to quickly,
Well, you usually you tell pretty quickly if the girl's a guy.
No,
they take their pants off.
No, dude. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's scary out there, dude.
You're scared?
I'm
scared you might masturbate to a trans woman?
100%, dude. Let me tell you. So,
because I do willingly, constantly.
and here's the thing. I love that.
Yeah.
But
I still think it is the straightest porn you can watch. Trans woman with a cisgendered woman.
All right. What's your argument?
Because it's the only porn you can watch without a guy in it, and someone's still getting their dick sucked.
As long as it's packaged like that.
Well, why does that matter?
Well, I don't want you to be like.
I think this is your cultural upbringing.
Well, yeah, dude, you can't just go to a temple, feed everyone a McVeggie, and be like, there was cock in that, right? Let me know before. Let me make that choice. Don't try to sneak it into me. Don't try to sneak vegetables into my diet.
I think it'd be pretty hard to. I don't know if the surgery is there where you could be tricked if you're seeing like full frontal porn.
Levi, you're so naive. Let me tell you. Okay, it used to be that they would put a filter.
Yeah.
All right, on the face.
Yeah.
And like the Adam's apple, you can hide with like a choker or something like that. So you're like, all right, maybe I can't see it. Cool.
Yeah.
Then the filter, the woman, I guess in this case, wouldn't go down on you because the filter would like you'll be able. It's like a Snapchat filter, you know. But now they're saying that
The woman
surgery,
wouldn't go down on you.
it wouldn't suck your dick because it would throw the filter off because it would block her face. That
And
was a telltale.
on what? Are you talking about porn? Or?
I'm talking about porn.
But what do you mean she wouldn't suck your dick in porn?
Like in the video,
Like your dick or
just the person's dick.
the person's dick?
Yeah, because
okay.
they're trying
The
to get
royal
Levi.
you.
They're trying to get you. They're trying to get you with this shit. Okay.
I think this is some deeply closeted stuff that you're working through.
Whoa. Listen.
Because why would you care?
I don't,
Yeah.
but it's the principle.
Is this why you're semen retaining? Because you're jerking off to too much transport?
I think so. I think so, dude. No, it became, it's almost like I'm bored. Let me do it. You know.
The semen retention?
Yeah.
Because you're just fasting too.
I am.
Yeah.
So here's my issue, right?
Yeah.
When I moved out, I was eating out. Was eating a lot of food,
Yeah.
right? You know, McDonald's and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah.
I was living alone, so I would go to the sun deck, the balcony, and I would smoke a joint, and then I would come inside and I would eat a edible, and then I would chill, and then as soon as the joint high would like go down, the edible high would kick in, so I'm still high,
Yeah.
and then throughout the night I would hit the weed pen to kind of maintain that,
Yeah.
and so eating horrible.
And this was recently.
Yeah.
It was like a month ago.
Well, weed I've stopped a while back.
Yeah.
Say 5 months,
5 months.
5-6 months.
So this was your life like 6 months
6 months ago.
Getting
I was
high.
just getting high, jerking off,
hitting McDonald's.
hitting up McDonald's, dude.
Yeah.
I was a sinner, and
yeah, that sounds
and
pretty sick.
so I stopped all of that, you know. And here's the thing, though. I couldn't get rid of all my vices.
Yeah.
Right? We can't go cold turkey here.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, we'll stop the weed.
Yeah.
We'll work on the eating a little bit.
Yeah.
Daddy needs his porn.
Daddy needs his porn.
And now slowly I'm kind of like, all right, dude, it's been 6 months. Let's start fasting. Let's start eating more better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. More better. Right?
Yeah. You can say.
And stop the porn for a month.
Mm-hmm.
See how you feel.
Yeah.
See what the universe gives you when you retain your semen.
Yeah. Interesting. And
Nothing so far.
see, that's the thing. I always I had a joke about it where it's like on those no fap Reddit, they're always like, you get superpowers, and the only superpower I got was being super horny all the time.
Yep.
And yeah, I've never that's the whole porn thing. I've never really felt motivated to quit. The only reason I would do it is if I'm like, I need to try to get laid. But at 37, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Although I did, I got interviewed by someone at the New York Post about this TikTok I made, talking about how men shouldn't approach women.
Okay.
Which I was making it a joke, just saying that approaching women doesn't work. It's a very difficult thing to do. And mainly what I was trying to do is talk to these the mythical male loneliness epidemic, because I do think that's probably a very real problem. Young guys being incredibly lonely. I think of what my life would be like if I didn't have stand up, and it would be so dark, and I think most people's lives would be pretty dark, because it's if you work in the gig economy, which I do, and you're just a regular guy and you're not super good looking or super fit, it's what really do you have going for you?
Why are you alive?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I
Kill
think
yourself, start all over.
Yeah, and well, honestly, I think a lot of people. I mean, and so many men are doing that, right? Fucking suicide's skyrocketing. But I think we've gotten to the point where so much of life has been about optimization and be good for the economy, get good at everything. That it's why are we doing this though? Why we actually need to hang out. That's the point of life, is to hang out with each other and fucking chill. That's actually what we should be working towards,
What do you mean by hang out with each other? Just shoot the shit, or?
Yeah, that's if you're working, it's why are you working? you know, you got to work. You obviously need a balance, but it's like at the end of the day, if you work and work really hard, eventually the payoff should be like going on a vacation with your friends. Like that's the goal, right? Is
to not work.
Yeah, is to hang out and chill. And like I feel like people sort of we got away from that a bit, and we just need community. Like that's what life is supposed to be, is community, hanging out with each other. Like one of the things I always I think about a lot is I was reading this subreddit where they were interviewing this guy who had been in prison for 20 years. And like he went in the 90s and came out in like the 2010 or something. And they're like, what's the biggest difference? He's like, where did everyone go? Like people are just gone. Like you used to like just walk down the street and there'd be people in the park. There'd be people on the stoop. There'd be people.
He's
just...
like, there's nobody. How do you rob people? There's nobody.
Yeah. I can't rob.
Where's everybody?
Yeah. And now people are just all inside and all on the internet and all online. And everyone is going fucking insane. And but so I was like, in the video I was mostly just joking, being like men shouldn't approach women because like it's all this rejection or whatever, which I do think, like I was saying, like if you're a lonely guy, to go from like nothing to approaching women is like kind of a big step, because you're like you know, if you already have a very fragile self-esteem, and you don't get into a community of picking up women, which is like what I got into when I was in my 20s, is like just learning, you know, reading the game, going onto the seduction subreddit, and just learning how you actually approach a woman, right? And how you are successful with women.
So can I ask you, because I thought you were gonna go like my older cousins. They're always like, you know, before social media was crazy, you know, we'd go out with this friend group and we'd meet this friend group. We'd go to a different club and this and that, and you know, your friend didn't show up, you couldn't text, blah blah blah. So I thought you were gonna go that route, but we went the seduction Reddit route. Can you teach me some game, or people that are listening that might
like the thing is, and it's one of these things where it's like, because even at the time, the red pill and like seduction used to be kind of similar. Red pill, all these terms like incel, red pill, they've all taken on a completely different meaning in the last 5 years. But red pill used to just be like, this is how you actually attract women, because like most men are raised on fucking, you know, Disney movies and bullshit, where it's just like, oh, if you just like a girl enough, she should like you. And it's like, that will not work. You have to not like her.
You have to be a piece of shit.
Well, it's not being a piece of shit. What it is, and like basically all of this, everything comes down to women like men who are pre-selected. And so as long as your energy is right, like that's the number one thing, is like, do you have good energy when you're approaching a woman? And this is what we should be teaching every guy, because I think what women don't realize is like, there's no way to win as a man. It's like, if you get into pickup, people are going to call you a piece of shit for trying to hit on women or whatever. If you don't get into pickup, people are going to call you a piece of shit for being a creepy incel when you try to hit on a woman, you know? And so, and like the guys, and I think women like look at it as like, oh, guys who get into pickup, like the majority of dudes who ever get into it are guys who are going to get just good enough to get a girlfriend. Like most of it is like nerdy guys who like respect women and grew up thinking like, oh, if you just respect a woman enough, she'll like you. And it's like, no.
Well, dude, that's what I used to think. I thought they wanted poetry.
No.
And then
they do not want that. No, exactly. There is nothing they
You're
want
telling
less.
Me, Levi.
Yeah, yeah. And that's
where were you 10 years ago?
That's the thing. It's like nice guys who like love women and grew up being like feminist and like respecting women. You don't ever get told how to hit on women, and they just tell you be yourself. And it's like, no, that's bad advice. The only guy who that's be yourself is going to work for is if you have like confidence, you don't have emotional baggage from being like raised
huge
weird.
Cock.
Well, that like this
gray sweats.
The red pill thing is like that. That's always a character of what people say, like seduction and all that shit is. Because any guy who is actually teaching you how to get laid knows that shit doesn't work. Women don't care about how much money you have until they're thinking about marrying you. They truly don't give a fuck. They don't care like how hot. Obviously, the better looking you are, the more success you're gonna have. But like, it's just so different between what men and women like. Men, it's all just looks. Like, if a woman is attractive, so many guys, like high value men or whatever, will ignore everything else about her. You know?
Would you say even if they're looking for the one, you played the field and you're kind of like, all right, looks will dissolve.
Well, that's the thing, is like there's as many fucking approaches to love as there are people out there and what people are looking for. So many guys, like, I think like the high value people who talk about high value men and high value women, those people are going to find each other, right? Like, there's going to be a certain subset of the population of men who just want to make money and they just want a hot wife and don't really care about anything else, and they have the money to, like, and because that stuff is sort of, in my mind, low value because you're constantly validation seeking, right? Like in like seduction and pickup, the stuff that's actually works, the stuff that's like good, if you actually read the game, people got so mad at the game, if you actually read the game,
that's a book.
That was the book by Neil Strauss,
okay,
who introduced the world to pickup artists, basically.
Okay.
About
is there
mystery.
an audiobook?
Yeah, it's an audiobook. It's one of the most best-selling books of all time. But and then that made the TV show VH1's The Pickup Artist. It became this huge thing in like the 2000s, but at the same time, it's also very threatening to men because men don't like the idea of, well, like, what kind of woman could you get? How many women could you get if you worked on yourself? Because people like the idea of love as something that just happens. Right? That people are very committed to that idea of like, oh no, you'll meet the right person when, fate happens. And it's like, yeah, that works for women because men typically are the ones who approach. Although now it's not working because men have stopped approaching.
Yeah.
And so my entire like attitude, I met one hot Asian woman with tattoos at a breakfast restaurant and I was like, I'm going to do it.
How did that, also what type
of
Asian
my game was
before
not good. It was the first woman I approached in like 2 years, just like who hadn't seen me do stand up first or anything.
Okay.
And yeah, I was weird. I was just like, hey, I'm putting on this comedy show and you should come. Here's my card. And if you want, I'll put you on the guest list. My friend Faris Satia's headlining. And like I was leaning forward and like just like didn't know what to say, not confident.
Just foaming at the mouth.
Not foaming, just like just acting weird. It's the same thing with stand up, right? It's like if you don't do stand up and pickup is pretty much the exact same thing. And it's just about delivery. It's like, how are you coming across?
Okay.
And are you coming across confident and detached? If you can come across confident and detached from what the girl or the audience wants, you will have a good set, almost inevitably. Maybe not like fully, but like I've seen comics fucking bomb for 25 minutes and never give a fuck that they were bombing and then just say one thing at the very end and crush. And all anyone remembers is the crush at the end. Rich Voss, I saw him do that at the Comedy Mix. Just bomb, like was getting nothing and was just like, yeah, you guys are fucking Vancouver pussies. And like nothing was connecting to the very end. And then he got them and like destroyed at the very end.
So that's okay. Well, that even goes back to then, in a way, playing the numbers.
It is.
You tell 10 jokes or 20 jokes and let's say 19 miss. The last one hits.
Yeah, and like
you approach 20 Asian women.
Yeah, 20 Asian women with
the last Vietnamese one's like, okay.
She did look Vietnamese.
Levi.
It was that she was Asian with tattoos. Like cool tattoos. She had a Snoopy tattoo.
Okay.
And she had this like cool like octopus tattoo. And so I was like, Asian, but you're also probably like movies and like dope shit.
And like whenever I see someone with tattoos, I just assume like there's trauma as well.
Yeah, that's
or
what
like
I like.
You're a broken person, and maybe I can.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty direct one-to-one connection. Although I have tattoos and I'm not that traumatized, but I mean, there's a little something there. I got a little something in the pocket if I need.
I was seeing this brown girl in Edmonton, and she wanted tattoos, and she got tattoos.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought she was gonna be the one. But I'm like, oh, no offense, but you're a slut. and we stopped.
What do you mean? She was a slut.
Well, she was. After that, had nothing to do with the tattoos.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I love them on other people.
Yeah.
And but if I'm like my future wife can't have tattoos.
Yeah. That's fine.
Just a
But
weird.
wait, you're saying
preference.
the tattoo signified to you that she was a slut, or that she had tattoos and also was slutty?
Well, so I use the term slut in a lot of different ways. Maybe where it shouldn't be used.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so.
English is my second language. All right. I use the word slut like fuck. You can use it in many different ways.
Yeah.
And
It's one of those words that women get very offended by.
Oh well, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why. Come on, Levi.
Yeah. But what do you mean by slut? In
I
her
just
case.
I would say I just don't like that look. I just don't like that look that you're giving off. If that makes sense. Of
Like
tattoos.
like full sleeved up, or if a girl has any tattoos, you're like, she's loose.
Full listen, her issues or her reasoning behind that I thought was it's like, oh, this is a bunny and it represents my grandma.
But did she say that?
She did.
Because most of the time, people with tattoos, the first one, they're like, yeah, this is what this means. But by the sixth, you're like, yeah, this is Bart Simpson, because Bart Simpson.
Well,
looks cool.
her budget was also. I actually learned through her that you're not actually supposed to ask someone what the tattoo means unless they say, "Oh, this represents this or that."
Yeah.
It's very personal, But
She said, I don't know.
that's what
sounds
she
like
told
bullshit
me.
to
I don't. I was just trying to smash. So
Yeah.
okay, yeah, makes sense.
I think usually women probably get sick of it because it's. I think most women with tattoos are more social than most, and it's the easiest thing to start a conversation.
Yeah. So
And
it's
I
a very
think they
easy
just get fucking
icebreaker.
annoyed.
Well, her budget was very low too. It almost looks like she went to the shop and was like, I got $50.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, from pages 1 to 5, you can choose anything. And then it felt like she got that, and then it was given a meaning.
Yeah.
Also, she probably dodged a bullet, Levi.
For you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
100%. I was fucking eating chicken nuggets, fucking jerking off into socks. So I'm not judging her by any means.
She wasn't ready to be
She
Mrs.
was.
Tanvir.
She was beautiful, amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, so this Asian chick, you were, you're trying to court her, I guess.
She
her
was
to
just a
comedy
server.
show.
Me and my mom were getting breakfast, and I was like, "This Asian."
Your mom was there?
My mom was there. Yeah,
Damn.
and I was like, "Should I do it?" My mom's like, "Yeah, do it."
What a cool mom, dude. You try to get
She
pussy in front of your mom.
Well, she wants me to get married so badly,
Okay.
and it was funny because I had just given that interview about not approaching women, but in the interview with this woman, I was like. I'm so nervous about this fucking article. Not really, because I don't give a fuck about how I come across anymore, because I've realized that's obviously the way to mainstream success is kind of pissing off
Did you
everybody,
call
it
women
seems like.
sluts in the article?
I did not call women sluts.
Leave.
Well, I might. I don't know. I didn't write the article. I just gave the interview. But saying how oh yeah, I was like, well, I don't need to approach women because I do stand up. So if women wants I'm just around women constantly, and I'll talk to them. And if a woman wants to hook up, usually she'll let me know. And so I was like, because she totally thought I was because a few people, the way they responded to that TikTok, they said it they imagined it. I was saying that I can't approach women, and when I approach women, it doesn't work. Because when I first recorded the video, I started it by saying one of the things that people don't that sort of doesn't get mentioned in all the gender war stuff and men approaching women is approaching women doesn't work. But as I was recording it, when I went to release it, I realized that when I'm filming myself in these videos, I'll usually take a little bit to warm up to the point where I'm getting animated. And so in the video, that's when I started getting animated and expressive, was when I said approaching women doesn't work. And so I started it there. And so all the people that commented were like, hey buddy, fucking just, you gotta get out there, don't give up. And I was like, no, don't worry about me. I fucking crush pussy, dude. I fuck all the time. And
no, this is about
so I was trying to explain. It's no, I get laid. But then also not trying to sound like I get laid all the time, because it really has been the last time I was because I always go through these phases where I'll actually decide to start approaching women and decide to work on my social skills. And when I'm doing that, like my life, it's like the RZA said, when his chess game is on point, everything else in his life is on point. And that's the same with me. It's like, if I'm able to approach women successfully, that's when everything in my life has to be on point, because you have to come with such high positive energy.
That makes sense.
You have to, because if you're like, you can't approach a woman and be like, hey, life sucks, but like, do you want to date me? They're not gonna, like, you have to, like, if you're trying to offer them something, which is you, like, you have, you know, I'm not hot enough to just be like, what's up, babe? You know, I have to be like, hey, I'm fucking high energy, and you know,
here's my bank statement.
Yeah, and so when you're in like a positive mood, and like you're going after, like, that's what so much of like seduction and when you really get into it, it's like, who, like, to make yourself someone that women would want to sleep with, you have to become the best version of yourself.
Yep.
Which is why I think so many men should get into it, because it will teach you so much about yourself. Because it's like, why, when you go up to, because like the thing most men are afraid of the most is a pretty woman. And I don't think most women realize like the fucking fear that men have of beautiful women.
Yeah, dude, if I see a beautiful, I write it off. It's like me
It
talking
immediately,
about,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't even fuck it. Like, I'll look through them.
Yeah.
Because I'm already like, no, we're not even going to try.
Yeah. It immediately makes you confront everything that you don't like about yourself.
Yeah. But then part of me is also, if for some reason we hit it off, I'm so in my head where I'm like if this was 6 months ago, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to the gym. I'm not doing this. Like you said, my whole, just everything in life is shit.
Yeah.
And so I don't have that confidence to talk to you. But then the flip side is also like, how fucking pathetic are you that you like me?
If
like, I don't
a girl
have
actually does like you.
Well, yeah, it's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that a lot of men get, is buyer's remorse. I'll get the same. It's like, that's why I think like approaching women, and I've completely, like, when I recorded that TikTok telling men not to approach and that women should approach more, I still believe that women should approach, but it's just never gonna happen, because there will be enough guys who approach. And so I think like my thing now is just like, people need to be more social, and so I'm going to try to be more social, and like, because I really don't care that much about getting laid anymore. Like in my 20s, that used to be a huge driving factor, and now it's like, I don't really care that much, but I would like to be more social, just to teach other people to be more social, right? And like, in whatever, I do feel like some responsibility as a 37-year-old white man who's gone through all the bullshit that like young men are going through now, to be like, there's a way through this. You know, I know your life fucking feels like shit, but you can work on yourself and make everything better. And I feel like that's a very important message for people right now, when it seems like everything fucking sucks and like the gig economy is like total shit. It's like, you need to believe in yourself a bit. But yeah, like when you do get to the point where you're about to sleep with a woman, there is a part of you like, what? Like, it's the weird hesitancy. And like, if they talk about it in seduction books and pickup books all the time, it's like this weird, like, no, you have to push through this inner resistance when you're about to get laid. And I don't know, like, it's weird. I don't fully understand what it is.
Well, dude, part of me is kind of like, I feel like, you don't know, stop, you don't want this.
Yeah.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, dude.
It's a weird thing. It is this inner resistance. Because there's a part of you where it's like, well, this could go terrible. You know, like, it is just safer to go home and be by yourself.
Just watch porn, dude.
Yeah, just watch. And I think that's like what everyone has sort of fallen into.
Yep.
And there is like you know, like that is what we're all becoming, is like this brave new world soma state, where it's like people are on ADHD drugs to do their work. They fucking smoke weed at night to relax. You just watch porn. There's so much entertainment, and you can just sort of exist in this like fake comfortable world. But it's not, that's ultimately so fucking depressing.
And dude, there's Marito has that joke where he's talking about like gooning.
Yeah.
And he has like all those tabs open.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you can, first of all, there's no judgment.
Yeah.
Right? If you lock yourself wherever, no one's looking.
Yeah.
When you're with someone, you're you know, again, if you're like, and maybe most people might not be like this, or maybe I don't know,
Yeah.
but I get very in my head,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just constantly second guessing everything and be like, am I putting up an act? Do you even like me? Do you even see me? Or is this like what I'm trying to be or whatever? Versus if I'm at home, I order the DoorDash.
Yeah.
I start off my jerk off sesh.
Yeah.
I sync it up to right after I nut, food's delivered.
Really?
It's perfect. Levi. It's fucking. But then it's like, there's that guilt.
Yeah.
There's that like, fuck, I didn't eat clean. I didn't. And here's the thing where, I'm not even going to compare myself to stand up with you. But I had this thing where even at any open mic, if someone talks to me,
Yeah.
or if a chick's trying to talk to me, I would be like, no, you need to like focus. You don't shit where you eat.
Yeah.
She likes the person if it's a okay set. She likes the person that she saw on stage.
Yeah.
If you were walking down the street, she wouldn't give you the time, and then that's where I guess the red pillness, starts coming. Like,
Yeah.
all these women, they want this and that, and fuck you. And so that's why when you're like, dude, if I'm doing stand up and someone talks, like, that gives you an in.
Yeah.
Especially if you crush it. Like, I've seen you, so I'm like, yeah, dudes. There's
Yeah.
been times where I've seen you on stage, and after I'm kind of like, hey, so what are you doing? Yeah, you fucking.
Yeah, that's the lock in and focus thing is, yeah, I think tearing our society apart because
You
it's like,
think so?
what are you trying to fucking lock in and like?
But then that's the thing. Like, I'll go home, I'll masturbate, eat chicken nuggets, and go to sleep. So it's like you're
Exactly.
not locking in. You're just shifting your bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like getting good at pickup is just getting good at being social, and like because the guy that women want to sleep with is the guy who's the most social, like because that's how you convey, because that's really like what like women are attuned socially, and men think that women are attuned to status in terms of how men perceive status, where you're like, oh, that guy's rich, he's high status. That guy can fight, he's high status. Women don't actually think like that. That's a man's version of status, where it's like, oh, that guy can fight, he's high status, and men might like give him more respect, but women are paying attention to what's happening socially, and the person who's the highest status will have it's basically having no fear in social interactions. And the thing is like, what the fuck are we all so afraid of? Judgment from other people. It's like we have to get past that, and I think we are getting past that to the point where it's like when you look at Shane Gillis, one of the most canceled guys at one point, and now the most successful famous stand-up comedian. And I think like we've all got to get past together any semblance that like saying the wrong thing makes you permanently a bad person.
100%.
And it's like, and people have to be able to talk about their print, because it's like, but even then it's before wokeness, before PC. Well, actually, I don't know if there was just less social anxiety. It seems like it. Like if you watch movies from the 50s and 60s or like 30s, 40s, 50s, people were just so, the way they interacted, and I know it's hard to say because it's a fucking movie, so who knows what it was actually like. You're getting a very different reaction, but it's just like everyone just sort of seemed like they talked to each other. And when I talked to my grandparents, it was like everyone was more social because class was less stratified. And so I think like, a guy who's working at the gas station wasn't that different from a guy who owned a company, because they could still both afford a house and kids, And so everyone was more social, more communal. And I think like, so just learning how to pick up women will teach you how to become just a social person in general,
Well, movies are kind of still based in reality. So
Yeah.
I would say at that time,
Yeah.
it was probably like that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people would be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
That's
well,
not how society is.
Exactly. It gives you like, it gives you a very interesting, like look into what society was like. Like I was just watching this movie today from 1930 called The Barbary Coast. And it's so funny. It's about this like group of people who are going to San Francisco for the gold rush, and there's this white woman with them, and She's like the only woman there, right? Because it's the gold rush, and so it's just like the most disgusting when they get on into town. It's like, it's just a bunch of men going crazy trying to find gold, and the only women there are prostitutes. And so as she's like on the boat, like people are like, there's this guy who's like, yeah, I'll give you a ride, and it's like this fucking hillbilly dude, and he's like, jumping Jehoshaphat's, it's a white woman. And everywhere she goes, everyone's just like, a white, like she goes into this bar, it's like a crowded bar, massive bar, and everyone, like there's all these like fucking Spanish prostitutes and everyone, but everyone stops because it's a white woman, and everyone just looks at this white woman, and everyone's like, a white woman.
How much? How much for that one, dude?
How much for that one?
Yeah, a white prostitute.
Yeah, pretty penny back then.
I really like your outlook on this. You said you're 37, right?
Yeah.
Older cousins, family members, people, friends, just stuff online.
Yeah.
I see people just shitting on the times that we live in now.
Yeah.
Just, it almost, like the way I describe it is, imagine you walk into a party and we have these like 15, 16, 17, 18, early 20s even, right?
Yeah.
You walk into the party and you're like, yo, this music that they're playing is sick.
Yeah.
And then you have like the people that are 40, 50, 60 just sitting on the couch, 30s, just being like, oh, you think this is sick? You should have heard the shit when we walked in here.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, right? You walk past a mirror, you look at your clothes, and you're like, yo, this fit is sick. You're like, yo, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Real fashion was you eat food. You're like, yo, who made this? This is bomb. And they're like, nah, dude, that's all fucking pesticides making your taint small, and it's making you a woman.
Yeah.
Dude, we had like raw fucking this food that fucking really put that gurgle in your throat, the nuts, and you're like, you're like, listen, dude, let me enjoy, because I know in a few years I'm gonna be sitting on that couch bitter as fuck with the people coming in.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, it just happened to be that the time that you were in your 20s, that was the best time to date. That was the best time to club. Music was the best. Food was the best. Oh, the world was perfect. Now it's shit. And it's like, I feel like my siblings are early 20s, and it's like that's all they're hearing is fucking women have changed. They're this. You gotta be this. You gotta do this. Music. And it's like, so you're pretty much telling them they're fucked.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 20. I turned 27 this year.
You turned 27.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is like now fucking young people are the most depressed. Like it used to be, like happiness used to be a U curve. That's what people always talk about, is like you're happier in like your 18, 19, 20s, and then in your 30s, 40s, 50s, it took a dip, and then in your 60s, it used to be your happiest. Like, so you're happiest, in the beginning of your life and the end of your life, and in the middle when you have the most responsibilities, it always. But now young people are fucking more depressed than ever, and I totally don't blame. Like that is the thing I think about all the times. It's so hard for me to tell the difference between why did life feel better when I was 18 to like 25, or like 0 to 25, and then as the internet became more and more of a thing and people got more and more online. But that also coincided with just me getting into my 30s, like feeling more the pressure of actually having to figure my life out, which I still haven't fucking done at all, but I feel like I'm getting there. And just getting older with the internet sort of like digital life taking over real life, and everyone starting to live their lives online, to the point where, like, when the internet first came out, it's like, I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I would just make stupid Facebook posts and be like my Facebook posts were so cringe, but it didn't matter because like they weren't supposed to not, like, I was like, this is bullshit. This stuff is not real. And then as time progressed, it was like, no, this is real. Now
it's Israel.
It's Israel. And now, and the like, everything just became so fucking terrible. Like, social media is the worst thing that's ever happened, I think. Like, but again, it's like,
but then also, like, you talk about like this video that you posted where it's like, you can pick up your phone right now, create a video, put it out there, engage with fans, have a fan base.
Yeah.
You're not out here waiting for certain gatekeepers. So in that case, it's like you, Levi, can have a community where people are like, I really fuck with what this guy says. Let me follow him.
Yeah.
So, you know.
For sure. Like, that's the thing. Is there is, like, upside, downside. I feel like really we sort of, like, we went through social media the same way like cocaine got introduced in the fucking 70s and 80s, where everyone was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, dude, reading fucking biographies about the movie industry when cocaine first hit, it would have been so fun because no one knew you could have a cocaine problem. Like, no one knew you could get addicted. So everyone just got addicted as fuck. But everyone's like, yeah, this is great. Until fucking, you know, Roman Polanski, like, you know.
I don't know if you saw that the Eddie Murphy doc on Netflix. It just came out. It's like Being Eddie or something.
Yeah.
Spoiler, they don't address the transgender that he picked up.
What?
Have you heard of
What?
Eddie Murphy
Picked up a transgender?
That's what they say. Picked up a 22-year-old transgender.
Yeah.
And the cops pulled him over. Trans woman, sorry.
Yeah.
Very respectable.
I think you should say transgender.
Listen, that's where English is my second language.
It's just one of those words where it's like Jew, where it's like, yeah, it's technically the right word, but you don't want to say it the wrong way.
Beautiful goddess.
Beautiful transgender.
Beautiful divine being.
Yeah.
Smash. If I saw pictures, definitely smash. If I, if I swung that way, gets pulled over, and the cops, are like, oh, that's a prostitute, blah 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 blah. Apparently, it was on the street where like it's kind of known for transgender prostitution as well. And he was like, listen, I saw her and I thought she was in distress. It's late. I was just giving her a ride. Yeah. And so they arrest her. Okay, Eddie gets to leave.
Yeah.
And then I believe a couple months later, she died. She was like trying to get into her window. I believe she was wearing a bra and in jeans, and apparently like she was locked out. So she was like using a towel or something. And there's a lot of conspiracies behind that Eddie would indulge in this. Yeah. But it was he was at the peak of that's what, or at least had her killed. He doesn't, but the way that you're saying, like when he was popular in the 80s, 84, and he talked about he didn't do cocaine. He talked like, I would see Robin Williams. Like I would see these people, Richard Pryor, like just everyone is just doing cocaine, partying, and it's disco, this and that. Yeah. And he said, like, I guess his vice was just women. Yeah. But he was a gentleman because they're like, Eddie. Transgender. Well, I guess, right? Like you're a rock star in the 80s.
I think
there's coke everywhere.
Yeah, I think if you're like so into women that like, especially if you're Eddie Murphy in the 80s and you're saying that your drug is women, I think you're gonna end up fucking a transgender.
You're gonna overdose. You're gonna overdose on that. That's like getting a hot What is the ultimate woman? Give me the ultimate. I want the final boss of women.
I think it is, and I mean, I believe so much conspiracy shit that is proven, like, because there is just so much, like, the fucking CIA, like, I think most of the fucking woke shit is coming from the CIA. When you look at how easily it divided people, like, there's this guy Chase Hughes who was a interrogator and like sort of mental expert for the CIA, and he was saying how you can tell a psyop is being run on the population is if you're not allowed to believe the opposite, right? Mm-hmm. And so like when you look at COVID, where it's like how quickly it became, if you didn't want to get a vaccine, you were like a deny, or like you were a terrible person, right? Same thing with climate science, where it's if you don't believe climate change is the biggest threat in the world, you're a climate denier. It's like anything where it's like that, where there's an out group, and if you don't go along with it, there's an out group, and you don't want to be part of the out group, and they'll fucking like tear you down. That's a psyop being run. When you look at like the fucking, the Black Lives Matter, all this stuff that at the time seemed so intense, and now everyone's like, wait, what? Like, well, how did we get so caught up in this bullshit?
Just questioning that, right? If it's like
Exactly.
if you're questioning it, you piece of shit, and it's
Exactly.
like, whoa, that's
Yeah. Oh, where's your red hat? Where's your MAGA?
exact. Or even with like the research where it's like, oh really? You didn't even go to college and now you want to do your research? You piece of shit. It's like
exactly. Yeah. Oh, dude, college.
I can't do my research because I didn't go to college.
College is like the where you go to get brainwashed into being a fucking dumbass. Like, if you have a humanities degree, fucking kill yourself. It's just like, okay, like, because I understand, because like college is what it is. It's cultural reproduction for people of middle class parents who don't want to get real jobs. You know, they don't want to actually have to work hard for a living for the most part. You know, if you go into anything in the humanities, it's like, yeah, you don't want to work. And so you're going to fucking just learn all this bullshit and like all the woke bullshit that became an industry. You know, you get a job as a fucking just fucking spewing woke bullshit. But anyways, Eddie Murphy, transgender prostitute. I have no idea whether that's true, but that is how a lot of transgender prostitutes get killed, is from a lot of black guys who don't want to admit what they're fucking, that they're gay or whatever.
Well, see, that's
which
like,
I do not think it makes you gay. I don't think having sex with a trans woman makes you gay. I don't think you're the straightest, but it's like we
gotta unpack this, Levi. Hold up.
I don't want to have sex with a trans woman.
Okay.
I would like to see a trans woman have sex with someone else, another woman. That seems cool.
Okay.
But
see, I'm even scared of that, Levi. I'm a simple guy. You know, don't go based off of my skin, but I'm a very vanilla guy.
Yeah.
And so just this whole like seeing someone else doing something with someone, and I'm just scared what that would open. Because I feel like then I would have to top that. And here, okay, so I'll share this with you. I've been indulging it. When I was growing up, my older cousins would watch Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And I was a chills kid, you know, and so they would let me watch, which probably wasn't the right thing to do. And so, you know, I skipped the Kardashians and all of that. But there's a show called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this?
Yeah.
That is my guilty pleasure.
Yeah. The one that just came out like last year or whatever.
Yeah, I believe 2 years ago. Like the season 3 just came out. And so this during COVID, basically there were a bunch of women that were creating TikToks, and they called it Mom Talk.
Yeah.
They're Mormons. They hashtag Mom Talk. It was like a group of 6, 7, 8 women, right? And they had a swinging scandal where 2 of the couples, it started off as soft swinging, is what they said. So it's like you get together and the husbands would be like, oh, you two should kiss, and the wives would kiss.
Yeah.
And then as the parties grew and stuff, it was kind of like, all right, well, give each other oral or something, and the husbands watch. Then eventually it became, well, let's swap husbands, but we won't have no penetration.
Yeah.
Just oral. And that became to like them cheating and a whole scandal and developing feelings, and one husband's kind of like, I don't like this, and it was just a messy situation. It started off as just like a, oh my god, I dare you to kiss, and now it's kind of like, you have 4 couples just on a shag fucking rug in the middle of a living room, and so I'm very scared of opening that.
So it sounds like you definitely have some sexual feelings for trans women.
Listen, if that's the case, I will embrace it.
Yeah,
I think it comes from being.
Well, would you? It sounds like you wouldn't.
Well, I think it comes from having a very sheltered background. Like growing up, there was like, you don't talk about sex. My like you'd saying, like, my mom wants me to get married, right? But she still won't be like, talk to this chick or do this or sex is a very taboo topic. In the Indian, I'm Punjabi, I'm Sikh, so it's not talked about. So when I hear stuff like soft swinging, that to me it blows my mind.
That's freaky.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, swinging, I don't think I would ever do that. I don't know. Just like at this stage, like I remember being in my 20s. Like in your 20s, you think that like, because sex seems so like important.
It's a driving force of everything, like you said.
Yeah, especially as a man in your 20s, you start thinking like, oh, if I like you really do feel, and like I can't tell if this was cultural conditioning, but like when I was getting laid, I felt like I was living my life the right way because you're getting pussy. And I think a lot of that is like conditioning from society, where it's like men are judged on our ability to attract and sleep with women, and like women do it so much more than men do, because like men understand how hard it is to get laid, and so like men don't really judge each other as much on our ability to get laid, because we're all just like, yeah, we're all just fucking dudes, it's hard out here. Whereas women are like, oh yeah, you're a fucking virgin who lives in your mom's basement, and it's like, whoa, you know, like why are you? But then if you sleep with too many women, it's like, oh, you're a fucking player, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I think women just like have no idea, and like this is starting to come around a bit. I see on TikTok or whatever, is women starting to realize like, yeah, I think we've been a little bit harsh on men, you know?
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. Well, because it's like, how do you win? How do you win as a man in today's society? Even the winners get judged for being,
oh, you're winning too much.
Too successful. Exactly. Oh, you're just a privileged white man.
You're like the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. It's like, of course. Another Super Bowl, you slut.
Yeah. And like women are just so bad because, and women don't want to admit this, but women want to sleep with winners. Like women want to sleep with guys who are already sleeping with. That's like basically everything in pickup. What it comes down to is how do you seem like you're already sleeping with a lot of women? Because a guy who's sleeping, and like it's not necessarily like, oh, because you could lie and just be like, yeah, I'm having sex with a bunch of chicks, but it's like, what does a guy who's actually sleeping with a lot of women seem like? He doesn't care about the woman that he's talking to now. Like he's not hung up, right? Okay. He's not like, he can be sexually forward. You can be like, oh hey, like, yeah, you're cute, I'd fuck you. Like that's a bad example. I'm a little rusty, but like you don't care about rejection because you don't like, it's, you know, they talk about frame, but it's like, yeah, think about a guy that you think about, a person you give zero fucks about, you know, like you wouldn't be like caught up in like what they think of you. Mm-hmm. And that's how you sleep with women. It's just not caring what they think of you.
Dude, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cause so here's a, like, if you're approaching at it with that mindset, either you're sleeping with a lot of women and it's just coming off naturally.
Yeah.
In my case, it's, you're just so bitter, kinda. You're going through a bitter phase, bitter red pill phase. Yeah. That you're kind of like, how can I talk myself out of this pussy? Yeah. And I feel like sometimes they get that confused with like, oh, he doesn't care. Or like pushing back, challenging their views, not being a yes man, not being, you know, yeah, I'm a feminist and this and that, kind of like really.
Just anything that you don't care, because like it's, and I really don't think like so much of this, I don't think comes down to like, oh, this is how women are, this is how men are. It's human psychology, and for most women, sleeping with a man isn't difficult, right? And so, and you don't value what comes easy to you. That's just, no one does, right? Like you fucking, every time I turn on the tap water, or the tap, water comes out, I don't value it. Like obviously it's sick that water comes out. If fucking this was 200 years ago, I would be amazed, but it's always happened, so it doesn't impress me. With women, it's like, yeah, most guys, they come up to, they seem sort of awkward and nervous, especially if you're a girl that is like at all attractive. Guys are constantly going to be sort of demeaning themselves in front of you, and the ones you're going to want to sleep with are going to be the ones that seem like you can't sleep with, or like, or seem like they don't give a fuck if they sleep with you or not, you know, because they're sleeping with other women. And like, and it's, you know, there's all these little things you can do. And it's so funny because like the thing that got put out there, the thing that everyone remembers with pickup is nagging. Like you heard about nagging, right?
Well, I thought you were about to say something. I was like,
no.
Do you know who kills a bunch of trans people? I was like, whoa, Levi.
No. Have you heard of nagging?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, you know what nagging is, right? Yeah. Like going up to a girl and be like, oh, I like your purse. I saw 10 other girls in here with the same one.
Wait, that's nagging?
Yeah.
I thought nagging's like, you fucking clean your room. Eh?
No, nagging, it's like, in pickup, nagging is insulting a woman in sort of a backhanded way.
Okay.
And people like always like that was what, you know, liberal guys, because fucking people hate pickup so much. It's what like it's how the term red pill like got started, because they don't like the idea of manipulating people's psychology. But it's like that's what we're all. It's everyone is doing that all the time.
It's a social.
It's just
dance.
whether or not you're conscious.
I wouldn't
of
even
it.
say it's manipulation. It's a social game that we play.
Yeah, well, it's like everything, like you are, how you interact with the world is going to cause people to interact with you a certain way.
Yep.
And if you become conscious of that, and if you start to take control of that and change your behaviors, it can completely change your status and social position, and that's threatening to a lot of people. Most people like where they are. They're like, you know what? Maybe I'm not the coolest guy in the world, but at least I'm better than these people.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to keep it like that. Like they don't like the idea that, because it also makes you feel insecure, because it makes you go, well, why am I at this place in my life? Like, why did I settle for the things I didn't want? Because you just go, oh, well, this is what life is, you know? Whereas like, if you really take control of your life, and the biggest part of that, that's the most, I think, like, emotionally turbulent for a lot of people, is how other people see you and how you see yourself, because it's going to make you confront every negative belief you have about yourself, and it's a lot easier to just keep negative beliefs about yourself than it is to change them, you know, because it's emotionally terrifying. Like, even when I started thinking about getting back into pickup, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to talk to women. You know, it's scary. But nagging is saying something shitty to a hot woman.
Okay.
And people, like, it would be like just minor insults, like a negative thing, where it's like you're not trying to, but people, like, that's the thing that people always picked up on when it was like first going in the 2000s, and people like, that doesn't work. You can't go up to a woman and insult her. And it's like, it's only supposed to work on what they call HB10s, which is like
HB10.
Yeah, a hot babe 10.
Okay.
And it's basically any woman who's so good looking that that's her job, is being good looking.
Well, you can't tell a fat bitch like, hey, nice droopy tits or whatever.
No. You can just fuck fat bitches.
That's yeah, that is. You could be like, hey, listen.
Well, this is the thing, and this is why people don't want to talk about it, because everyone is fucking shallow. It's not just men. Like, women are just as shallow as men when it comes to, like, look at any group of women. They're all about the same level of attractiveness.
Yeah.
And we don't like to talk about that.
Well, you'll have, I guess, maybe like one ugly bitch, and she's there just to remind you.
Like, it, you know.
Like, shit might.
It's a weird thing, but people, like, women congregate around women of the same attractiveness, just like men congregate around men of the same socioeconomic factor. I mean, I think women probably do that too. It's associated, all this shit, but it's like, and this is something that people don't like to talk about, but value. How do we value something in society? And most of it is completely fucking superficial and bullshit. Because what's really valuable, like fucking love, connecting with other people or whatever. But what do we value in society is money, looks, attract. Like, that's all the shit. And especially with social media, it's become so pronounced and so, like, hyper driven that I don't know, you know. But all this stuff, like, people don't like it when you talk about it.
Well, just you explaining that, I'm like, dude, it totally makes sense. Like, I'm on the women's side with this of like, yeah, you want someone that's high value, that's chased after. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But then there is that double standard thing of like, yo, but it shouldn't be too much.
Yeah.
And I've heard the argument where people say that, you know, once a guy has been captured or they're together, you know, then women want him to kind of change his ways. And I've heard guys do the argument of like, well, this is what brought me to the dance. This is what appealed to you.
Dude. Every time.
And now you want me to change that?
Every time. Because, like, every time I've gotten a girlfriend, it's been during a point in my life where I've been into pickup.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll start dating her, and my life fucking gets ruined, dude. Like, and it's just because, but it's also like I stopped doing those things, like, stop trying to self-improve, right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes it will happen around a relapse. Like almost every time I'll start dating a girl, and like to the point now I'm kind of scared because like every time I get in like a positive place in my life, I'm like, oh, I could just drink, you know? And so that's what will always fuck, like it's and so I'll drink, then I have this girlfriend, she sees this terrible side of me, and then I still have a girlfriend, so I can't like get back into pickup to you know, to try to fake this sort of like, because there is an element of faking it till you make it with like positive attitude, right? It's just like, just believe that things are sick, and the more you believe that, the more you'll radiate that energy to the world. Because I'm also getting back into like Neville Goddard, who's like this Christian mystic who talks about like manifestation and stuff, which I do believe in. And he talks about like joy is the way to manifest stuff, right? And like the more you're negative and bitter, and if you think bad shit's gonna happen, then bad shit's gonna happen. If you're fucking positive and like social and outgoing, good shit's gonna happen. And I've seen it so much in my life that I don't question that at all. But yeah, the thing that pisses women off, I think, is the guys who don't understand value, talking about value. We're going, women want a high value man, and they don't. They don't give a shit about all the social signifiers. What they actually care about, for the most part, is your vibe.
I think most guys are kind of hiding behind that excuse. Like
Oh,
you said,
100%.
because you don't want to do work on yourself.
100%.
And it's much easier saying, fuck these bitches, they want this and that.
100%. Right before I was sort of in that place in my life where I was like, fuck women.
I'm trying to get out of that.
It's 100%. 100%. It's because you don't want to work on yourself. And because it's not true. It's not fucking true. Women don't care about status in the way that men think, where they go, oh, women just want this. It's like, no, what women want is a fun guy. They want someone who makes them feel emotions.
They want fun guy.
Yeah, like that is the thing. But like the difference between men and women is women want men to make them feel emotions, whereas men don't want that. Men don't want to feel emotions. Like men want one emotion, just calm or happiness. Whereas women fucking love feeling just a range of emotions.
Just everything.
Whereas if like they'll date a guy, and if the guy only makes them feel good, they'll break up with them because they want like a guy.
Things were too perfect.
Exactly. Like women are like, no, you need to fight. Like there's so much fucking women myths about that where it's like you should fight in a relationship. It's like, why should you fucking fight? That's not true. You just love drama.
How do we? And maybe this is a weird question to ask, but we talked about like, you know, be just like, who are we scared of? Just talk about it, you know, because it's very comfortable being safe and not addressing your shit. And we know these answers. We know everything. Like we started off, we're like, listen, you want to work, but the real meaning of life is to chill, go on vacation, spend time. Like we know this.
It's like you need a balance, right? I think like men, and it's so hard right now because it feels like everything sucks. And it's like, but it's also this thing where I think like everyone feels worse for other people than they do themselves. Because like my life, you know, isn't great on paper or whatever. I'm still like struggling financially and everything, but I feel very capable of getting the things I want. And because I believe in myself. And like that's the first step, is just work on fucking something. Because like that is the point of being alive. And I think like for men, so much of advice towards men comes from women these days, and it's fucking terrible, which is like, try to understand your emotions. Don't do that. Get better at something. Do not try to understand your emotions, because that's a woman thing. Like, to be able to articulate how you feel, because that's just gonna make you fucking miserable and depressed trying to figure out why you feel the way you feel. Don't do that. Get good at something. Fucking learn to dunk. Like literally anything.
Get some motion first.
Momentum, positive momentum in your life. And because if you just like women, like, yeah, talk about your feelings. That doesn't help men. It does not help men to talk about your feelings. Like, obviously, if there's something that's like, you know, your dad just died or something, maybe you talk about it for a bit. But if you're just like sort of the typical guy out there who's part of like the male loneliness epidemic, or like feel like you're dropping out of society, focusing on your emotions is going to make everything worse for you. Emotional shit doesn't work for men. We need like, and that's what fucking Jordan Peterson was telling people, and that's why women fucking hate Jordan Peterson. It's just like, no, just fucking get a job, do anything.
Make your bed.
Make your fucking bed. try to get better at stuff, try to improve your situation in whatever fucking way you can. And I know it's like hard and difficult, but that is what men need.
Dude,
It's-
people make fun of that, like, oh, fucking make your bed, he's this, that, and it's like, no, like, he means get up, start, get the ball rolling. You're not gonna, like you said, you're not gonna fucking dunk right away. Make your bed, have some breakfast, wash the dishes, go for a walk, do this, do that, and snowball that into something where it's like, all right, what is it? I don't have a job, get a job.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a high paying job, do that, interact with people. Okay, level up again. What do I, and then, eventually, work on your emotions. But how do we break that cycle of like, all right, I'm working, I'm making money, I'm saving, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing this, I'm feeling great, and now I've courted a female, and I have that girlfriend, and life is good. But then, I'm like, all right, well, this is good, like you said. Well, I can have a little drink. I'll take a little puff of that weed. And now, everything. Why does it? And we know that, like, we've gone through those cycles, and it's like the first time you could be like, whoa, what the fuck happened? The second time, third time, eventually you're like, oh no, this is different. Why does that happen again?
Well, I think for you and me, I think a lot of guys, it's not like that. Like, I think for you, because we're stand-ups, and the more like, the older I get and just the more I'm around stand-up, I'm like, no, there is this very specific type of people who get into stand-up, and it's addicts. It's addict behavior. There's no other, like, I've never met someone who stuck through stand-up and actually did it long enough to, like, get good at it or whatever, or, like, actually was like, I'm going to keep doing this for any amount of time, who didn't have an addictive mindset. And so that type of mindset, like, maybe you're not going to get addicted to, like, I know a lot of stand-ups who can smoke weed and drink a little every once in a while, and it's fine. And that is fine. But, I mean, for me, fucking drinking once will ruin my life. But, so you're asking, how do you maintain balance? I mean, it's difficult.
Well, it's almost like you get to the peak of everything, and now you're kind of like, all right, I got this now. Yeah. Like, I've trained myself, and then it just all goes to shit. Yeah. And it's almost like that
once
cycle
you get
repeats.
A girlfriend. Are you talking about once you get a girlfriend?
Everything is done then. Yeah. It's like, I can skip a day or two here. Yeah. I already have someone that fucks with my vibe and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm already like, fuck, I hope I don't get a girlfriend right away. Because usually this is like, once I get into
Are you hitting that face? Are you like...
Dude, I'm like, because I haven't really had any desire to have a girlfriend since I broke up with my last girl. Like, only like sort of... to get through loneliness, but I think like to deal with, that's not a real reason to date. Like, when I actually think about like, do I want someone here all the time? It's like, no, it's just me trying to run from loneliness. But I don't know what it is. I've just been in like a really positive place lately, which also is something I'm scared of because of bipolar. But like, I've just been able to sort of hack my mind a little bit, and sleeping better as well. But it is a thing where I'm like, every time I get a girlfriend, my life goes to shit.
Well, dude, I would say the last relationship which ironically 6 months, probably around the time where I'm like, I have to make these changes, was I was in it for the wrong reason. It was the same thing where I'm like, all right, I haven't dated in like 7 years, dude. When I had like a proper long-term relationship, that shit fucked me up. And so it was, I'm like, listen, I've moved on, I've moved out, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And that relationship was, I was like, listen, I'm trying to pursue stand-up. I'm working this job. I'm not the richest. It's very hand-to-mouth right now, very paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. And she was like, okay. I was like, listen, if I ever get a road gig or something, like, you can come with me. I'd love that or whatever. She really wanted to go on trips. Yeah. She's like, even just Toronto and stuff like this. And I was like, I can't afford it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And so that became a thing where I started realizing I don't really love her. It's more so of, like you said, the loneliness. Yeah. My parents kind of being like, I told my mom, like, I'm dating, so at least she's happy. Yeah, it was for all the wrong reasons. Yeah. And then when this happened, it's like, "Oh, you're a clout chasing bitch." And then the red pill, dude, the red pill came in, and I was like, "Listen, we're done. One day I'm gonna make it, and you're gonna fuck it." It was mentally, I was, and
you got
that's
red
where the
pilled.
spiral went.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the building phase again. But again, like those days when the day that I'm like, it's time to maybe indulge in, let's get a girlfriend, let's play the field or whatever.
Yeah.
I am scared
Of
that.
Yeah. Well, I think you just gotta fucking.
I mean,
clear your
I'll
eyes,
do
full
it
hearts
and
can't
fucking
lose,
probably slip my wrist again.
Yeah.
I'm not a pussy. But
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like so much of the stuff, and it's like it's why men shouldn't talk too much about their emotions. It's like just be a fucking just
be a man.
Just go through it. Fucking let a woman ruin your life. You know? And because it is so funny, like people talk about red pill, where it's like, oh, a guy got converted into red pill, whereas like, and obviously, I don't think men should be red pill. I don't think women are evil or whatever. But it's like, once you break up, you should be allowed to be like, women are all dumb bitches for a while, because women do that. Like, it's the most
women be dumb bitches.
Well, no, women talk about men in a way that's just like, it's the most annoying thing right now is being like, yes, I agree, misogyny is bad, red pill bad, whatever the fucking red pill is. Going down these roads where you start thinking women are the enemy, bad. But can we acknowledge that women are fucking doing that all the time online, and there's not even a word for it. When women go, oh, all men are pieces of shit, fucking they suck, there's not even a word for that. It's just, that's feminism,
Yep.
And it's like, and
it's
so,
being strong.
Yeah, and so men, like all these articles about how men are turning to the right and turning against feminism, it's like, yeah, well, obviously, you can only fucking shit on us for 20 years before we're gonna go, hey, what the fuck?
Well, it's like getting canceled, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it kind of is. It's kind of like, okay, listen, I agree in the relationship, I wasn't the best or whatever. Can we talk about it? We both can feel like, yo, this person sucks or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's let it out and let's move on. But it's almost like when you're canceled, it's kind of like, yeah, you're shunned out of society.
Yeah.
So obviously you're gonna double triple down on it.
Yeah,
You're gonna be like,
yeah.
yeah, fuck you, fuck women, fuck this.
Exactly. And you see, like, because, like, you see it on TikTok, and you'll just see these guys who are just so mad at women. And it's like, I agree with a lot of what they're saying about feminism. Like, feminism now, so much of it isn't about equality. It's about fucking hating men. And, like, that's one of the reasons people hate Jordan Peterson so much is he pointed out the jobs thing, where it's like, listen, ladies, you can do any job you want. If you're not making as much money as men, whose fault is that? Fucking figure it out, like, and this idea that like we still live in this sexist society. It's like, maybe there's some attitudes, but it's like, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yep.
So shut the fuck up and let's move past this to the other, like, to the shit we should be dealing with is like, are there negative stereotypes? But it's like, there's so many negative stereotypes about men too. And it's like, can we stop having this fucking conversation and can we just admit that we do need each other?
Well, when you take those emotions out on a nice day, most women are chill.
That's the thing.
Even if they're like, fuck men, and you talk to them and you joke about it, there's some nice banter and you're like, oh no, like that's not what she thinks.
100%.
But then the thing is when you're isolated with fucking cum in your belly button eating chicken nuggets, you're like, nah, women fucking suck. This is what they think.
And as women too. It's like, we need to start having a word for the female red pill. So those women can also be shamed. Pink pill. Is that what it is?
I don't know. It's
not bad. I like it. Yeah. Because it's like, if like saying this stuff about men where you think all men are terrible, there should be a word for that, just like we have a word for women, like, because we do need, like, this is dangerous stuff, and it's obviously fomented by the internet and the fucking CIA and the same people who push, like, anything to keep us mad and divided is being pushed by the fucking CIA, by these fucking, that's what they want. They just want us not to hang out. And you're 100% right. It's like, go outside. And like, cause anytime I get into a TikTok, like, fucking hole of being like, fucking feminism's ruined everything. You just go outside and it's like, you talk to one woman and you're like, yeah, all that shit is bullshit. It's just online bullshit. all of this stuff where everyone's just drowning in online bullshit, thinking that online is real, and we act completely different online. And so men, like, you're already coming at everything with this like fucking just built up background of hate. And the reason you feel bad is because you've been on fucking TikTok or Instagram for 3 hours, fucking just consuming content about everything that's wrong with the world. And you go, fuck, it's women's fault, or it's fucking Jews' fault, or it's fucking white people's fault, or it's fucking minorities' fault, or it's fucking anyone's fault. And there's a and if that's what you think, your algorithm's just gonna be like, yeah, look at this Jew, look at this Jew, look at this Jew.
Levi really likes this. Let's send him more.
Yeah, exactly. And
then
like,
Levi, your reality becomes that.
Yeah, and you go like, oh, fucking yeah, women are ruining everything, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, and there's whatever your grievance is, you could spend, even if it's like only 0.4% of culture, you could spend all day, every day, finding every example of like, you know, like, oh, look, fucking, you know, there's some criminal minority let into Canada. You could spend your entire day just finding like immigrant criminals who've been in Canada. And you could spend your entire day just looking at white people being racist, or you could spend your entire day just looking at women being fucking dumb bitches, or your entire day at men being fucking sexist assholes.
Yep.
And whatever you think is the problem is going to get fed to you and fed to you and fed to you.
It's never as good as you think. It's never as bad as you think.
Yeah.
But that's the thing of like, we know these things when we're calm, cool, collective like this. But then, you know, on those off days, right, where it gets to you, it just becomes your reality.
Yeah.
You can't help but, you know, think that everything but you is wrong.
Yeah, and I do think, like, I am into, like, Neville Goddard and manifestation, and, like, that's how, like, the negativity, that's how the Illuminati keeps control. Because if all you're thinking about is, like, fuck, I can't do anything, what's even the point? The world fucking sucks. That's not going to keep you manifesting, like, what you want. What do you want? And because most people want what's best for themselves and others. And they don't want to live under, like, an authoritarian state. And it's obvious when you look at what's going on. It's like, yeah, there's these fucking... The people who control society, their interests are so far away, removed from the majority of society that they just want control. And that's what they're trying to do with all this fucking WEF bullshit and fucking CBDCs and digital IDs. They're trying to control everyone because they realize that things don't get to this point without like some sort of revolution. And I don't think we need a revolution. I don't think revolutions ever fucking work. I think people just need to be positive and try to get laid.
Dude, growing up, I'm like it should make sense that this is right, that's wrong. Like, we're all here. But then the older you get, you realize that it's so much more complicated, and we're all divided, like you said, on these little things.
Yeah.
That, I mean, even worrying about what's at the top doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
I feel like we won't even get there. Just because our everyday lives and just basic shit, we're just kind of, we've lost the plot.
Yeah.
And that it's kind of like, what do we...
I agree. I agree. Like, people are so, it's like, yeah, you could wake up every day and just be like, oh, fucking, what did Israel do today? And it's like, yeah, it does suck what they're doing, but it's like, what can you do positively in your life?
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can actually affect change. It's like, what do you want to manifest in this reality? What do you want to do? What would make you happy? And I think people have given up on even trying to figure that out, you know, because the economy just gets shittier and shittier and shittier. But it's like, but we also have all these tools to move past that, you know, like social media, like you're saying, like you can build a community, you can sort of do anything now. It's just like, the road path for all these traditional ways has been completely destroyed. And it's like, but you have to stay positive, I think.
Well, that's why I said I appreciate what you're doing instead of being that. And I try to do that as well, where it's like, yeah, it's not as bad. You know, calm down. Just figure out your shit. That's why it's like, yo, instead of, it's like, if life is a video game and like Illuminati and all this other shit is like, bro, that's like the final mission or something. You just started. You're not equipped with the right tools and stuff. You know.
You can't take on the world power. And that's what everyone feels like they have to do right now. And like that,
you're scared of transgender porn. Fix that first before you go to you know.
Well, that's a good place to end it. Scared of transgender porn, although I do think 15, 20 years, you're going to start dating a transgender woman. I think you're going to be very happy.
Well, you'll be the first. You'll be the first to know.
It might be me.
It might be you, dude. Could you imagine? Okay,
That'd
get
be
back
sick,
together.
dude. Well, I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
gay.
fucking women do suck.
Do you want to plug anything?
Tanvir Yaps.
Tanvir Yaps.
TANVIR.yaps. Just be yapping.
Yeah, on Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll put that in the show notes. All right, sick, brother. That was dope.
How long do we go for?